Let me try and correct that real quick. Up there? Yeah, there we go. Hey guys, hey, it's Mud. Yeah, hi. It's been a while, hasn't it? Notice I've changed my hair. I've got nail paint on now. A lot of stuff's happened. Right. I wanted to talk about emo as a culture and emo as music, right? Because that was a loud thud, sorry. But I had a run-in with somebody today, and I've had run-ins like this in the past, and I want to address it. Someone, of course, going out of their way saying this band that isn't emo. I just wanted to talk it over, right? First of all, one of the first and most influential albums in emo was Pinkerton by Weezer, yeah? Which they aren't generally thought of as an emo band, because for the most part they're not, but Pinkerton was emo. And whenever I bring that up with any of the people trying to gatekeep emo to very, very, very specific categories, they throw an absolute fit. But the fact is true. It's one of the most influential emo albums, as well as being the album that influenced most emo bands into writing music. Secondly, related to that, of course, emo runs pretty wide, yeah? What I mean by that is, like anything in the world, there's the originals, there's the new, and there's the categorical, like Midwest emo, right? There's the originals, so Taking Back Sunday, All America Rejects, Hawthorne Heights. There's the newer emo music, which is My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, etc. Right? Both are emo, just one's newer, and the newer one is generally gate-kept away because people like to say, that's not emo, you're fake, poser, whatever, right? And I'm going to say, you're wrong. Things which are categorised as emo music that aren't are things like MGK and TX2, because they are corporate shells, like item representations of what the media perceives emo to be, rather than actually being emo, right? So there's no point saying this or that isn't emo, because you're probably wrong in that aspect, okay? Part 3 on that is, I got blocked by a very popular emo influencer for this. Let's say part of his name rhymes with Lynn. I'm not going to say any more than that because I don't want to get into beef. But I got into ages ago. He blocked me online over this. If a band has, for example, 21 Pilots, a very controversial figure in emo, their first album, and regional at best, with little bits from Vessel as well, less from Vessel, admittedly, I'll admit that much, little bits though, were emo, or are emo. Those are emo albums. That, in that aspect, was emo music, yeah? Admittedly, the band went completely away from that, yeah, and unlike Fall Out Boy, they didn't try to return to that at any given point. They stayed away and did their own thing with people like alt pop, reggae pop sort of thing, yeah? That doesn't necessarily mean they're not emo as a whole, okay? That's the truth of the matter. People who listen to 21 Pilots by 21 Pilots, the album, regional at best, Summer Vessel, maybe if we're stretching bits of Blurry Face from when they toured with Fall Out Boy, but that's a very big stretch. It doesn't matter, they're still emo, that's still emo music, right? Emo by genre, that is. Okay, and the same thing goes for Panic at the Disco. That's very controversial as well. People say, oh, Pay for the Wicked is no shit it's not. No shit it's not. Because when people put them, sorry, my nose is itchy. When people put them in the emo trinity, their albums are fucking I Write Sins, Not Tragedies, you know, Time to Dance, never releasing songs like that. Their albums were things like A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, Pretty Odd, Vices and Virtues, okay? Which are all in aspect, again, less Vices and Virtues, more before that, are still emo albums, yeah? In my opinion, I count until Bits of Death from Bachelor, but that's just me, right? And that's by culture at that, less by genre, okay? My point is, if a band does have emo albums in it, but generally it's not emo, and someone who is an emo is listening to the emo side of the bands, then chances are, yeah, that is emo, and you're the problem, right? Next point 4, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, point 4. New people, new emos, yeah, small emos, whatever we refer to them as. If you're trying to expand your tastes, don't feel you have to go completely underground to do that, right? I'm gonna disclose right now, bands which will get you in are All American Rejects, Hawthorne Heights, My Chem, bits of Fall Out Boy, and I'd even say Pierce the Veil as well, right? Undoubtedly, they're either culturally or musically emo, yeah? Starting from All American Rejects, Hawthorne Heights, that, musically emo, culturally emo, My Chemical Romance, both, Fall Out Boy, both, Pierce the Veil, both more on the culture side, because post-hardcore music. And that takes me on to the next point. Post-hardcore and emo cross over a lot, yeah? A lot of the time, if an emo is listening to post-hardcore music, that doesn't make them any less of an emo, because admittedly, they are very similar. Not only are they very similar, but a lot of the time post-hardcore bands will have emo music in their albums. For example, Hawthorne Heights, Ohio is for Lovers, arguably the most emo song of all time, the emo anthem, I'd argue. Hawthorne Heights are classed by most, and technically, because most of their music is post-hardcore music over emo music. Same thing goes, well, not the same thing, but a similar thing goes for Pierce the Veil. It's more post-hardcore than it is emo. But through culture, they're still emo, and through music, less, but they still make emo music, right? This is more just for gatekeepers. If you're not like this, then you don't have to listen to everything I'm saying. But I'm just so sick of seeing people going around trying to gatekeep and tell people what's emo and what isn't, and then be completely wrong. Like, one of the things, if you follow me on TikTok, you would have seen this. I saw somebody who made an entire website in order to weed out what they consider emo and what's not. And the first thing I saw, right, to build my argument on, they used Nirvana, which isn't an emo band, right? Undeniably not an emo band, okay? And I'm not saying that because I'm not considering it emo or whatever. I'm saying that because neither by genre nor culture was it ever an emo band. But not only that, they had their thing saying Nirvana was punk. That's not right. Nirvana is the grunge band, the first grunge band. At that, that's common knowledge. You couldn't even get that right. So it just proves my point that people who do that don't know what they're talking about. So here is the guidelines of that. I'm going to shoot for a 10-minute video, 1-minute explanation. Was it listened to by emos, right? Whether that's MySpace emos or Midwest emos, was it listened to by them? If yes, it's likely emo through culture, yeah? Number 2, is it characterised by confessional, passionate, often very serious, inspired by real events sort of lyrics? Does it have screaming? Is it loud? Would it be considered angry by the people who listen to calmer music? Yeah? Would your parents say it's angry music? Would they tell you to turn it off in the car? If so, it's probably musically emo, right? That's my guide on emo music and culture, and that's also my rant about gatekeepers. Thank you for watching, guys. 59 and 10.